Have you ever been to a Claressa fight?
I have not. So I'm so
Yo,
excited.
let me tell you something. I've been to a lot of fights. I've been to a lot of fights, right? And her shit is different. Like, as soon as she lands a punch, the whole building starts screaming, "Whoop that trick!" It's crazy.
We have a very special guest on the show with us today. He's the head of hip hop at Win Records and, of course, a legendary rapper who influenced the game with his lyricism and mixtapes. Please welcome Papoose to the Fumble. Thank you so much for coming on with us today.
Oh, man, that's a hell of an introduction. Thank you for having me.
Most definitely, man. Hey, I feel like you're one of those people who it doesn't feel like you had a childhood. That might sound crazy. You just came into the game as a grown ass man, and so I don't really have much context for your upbringing, who you were, how you were. Did you play sports growing up?
I mean, yeah, like every other kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I played sports here and there.
So what was your sport, man?
In my neighborhood, we had basketball courts, but we didn't have a rim. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no rim, so we would put milk crates,
Milk carts,
connect milk
yeah.
crates, and play ball like that. I did that. I did basketball that way, and also a little baseball here and there.
Respect, respect. You just got a grown man like energy, bro. It's just like some people. It's just like you like Samuel L. Jackson, right? Like you can't imagine you hip hop Samuel L. Jackson in some regard. You just got like a stern like
I
stoicness.
wish, man. I tell you what, man. I wish I would have came in as a grown man, but I actually came in as a young age. You know, hip hop is something you live, rap is something you do. So I've been a part of the culture since I was young. So you know, we kind of did hip hop just growing up. It was like everyday life, like more than what goes on in the industry. You know what I'm saying? It was just like being more part of the culture and the lifestyle since I was a kid.
And I know that you have a new EP out, it's trying to save hip hop. That's what you're trying to convey in your new work. How can we do that? How can we save hip hop? Is that possible? Is it too far gone?
Just by being who you are. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to follow trends, and I think that's what takes away from hip hop. Because now, 'cause at one time it was considered like biting to copy what was going on, but now when something is hot, everybody kind of follows that. I think if to answer your question, if everybody just be themselves, hip hop would be in a better space.
I think the internet kind of ruined that though. It kind of got rid of like geographic specific regional rap, and now everybody's kind of the same, right? Like I went to college in North Carolina, but I'm from Jersey. But now you got cats from North Carolina who sound and even look like they from up top. And then if you just think about like the West Coast influences, so it all kind of like has become one thing. It's frustrating at times for me as a fan of the culture. But with New York hip hop specifically, man, I feel like there's been it's stalled out the last couple of years, and you've had some breakthrough artists here and there, but by and large I feel like the New York hip hop scene has died because so many young artists that were supposed to carry the torch the torch next ended up either in prison or died prematurely. For New York's hip hop specifically, like how do we protect the youth culture?
I mean, when you say protected, what do you mean?
So I look at K Flock. I look at Pop. Right, like there doesn't seem to be an infrastructure in the state of New York that protects the younger artists as they come of age, and it's we've seen so many of them. I can go back to hell. I mean, I can go back to Harlem and Children of the Corn. And just talking about artists from New York who died prematurely. It feels like LA at the very least and Atlanta have a structure that insulates the artists that are next up, and New York doesn't seem to have that kind of infrastructure.
Yeah, I think New York absolutely does have it, but I think as far as like you said, artists going to prison or untimely demise, things like that. I think that's just living in America, period. Living in this country, period. I think sometimes people put too much on hip hop. I think outside of hip hop, that's just a part of life. Unfortunate, a very unfortunate part of life. That sometimes things like that happen, considering the background and where we come from, growing up in some of the ghettos across America. You know what I'm saying? I think hip hop is just something that coexists and actually has been a way out for a lot of people. Hip hop creates a lot of jobs. I think sometimes the lines get crossed and people tend to put too much on hip hop. You know what I mean? I just think that's just a problem that we got with the youth across America as far as like prison and losing their lives. As far as some of the younger artists, man, I just think that giving them genuine advice, man, real genuine advice and genuine guidance is the answer to that. And that's what I do as head of hip hop. So all the time, I always show the new artists love. I always advise them to get the book of business and really learn the game so they can create more opportunities for the people around them. Because a lot of the times it be the entourages who are on the side and they want to find ways to make themselves relevant. So they start doing wild shit that they used to doing. So it's just a lot of different things that has to be worked on as a whole. I don't think it's just one city. And I also think that you know, when we see other regions right across the world capitalizing and shining in hip hop, I think it's a compliment to New York. I think it's a compliment that brothers on the West Coast doing their thing, brothers down south are winning and getting money. Even across the country in London, because hip hop started in New York City. So something that we started is able to influence the world like that. I think it's a compliment to New York, regardless to whom or what. It doesn't make New York look a certain way. I think it's actually a great thing.
So being from New York, do you root for any New York sports teams?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to the Knicks. That's what comes to mind off the muscle.
Well, you from New York, but you from Brooklyn specifically. Does Brooklyn care about the Nets at all? Like, I feel like the city just didn't embrace the squad, and they could just let them go at some point, man. Like, let them be the Delaware Nets or something, fam.
Nah. I mean, it was originally the New Jersey Nets. You know what I'm saying? And then they gave us. I feel like if they would have just gave us like our own team instead of taking the New Jersey Nets and moving them to Brooklyn, it would have been better. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Nets. I grew up on the Knicks though, man. I suffered. I was there when Ewing couldn't get the easy layup. All the times Michael Jordan came to the Garden and destroyed us. I suffered, man. So I'm loyal, man. I gotta ride with the Knicks.
Sorry ass Knicks. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
I
don't
hate
do
the
that.
Knicks, bro.
Don't do
I
that.
hate
Don't do
the.
that.
I'm
Hey,
one
don't
of
do
them. I
that. No,
hate
no, no Nick hate around me, man. Nah, don't do that. Don't
I
do that,
can't
son.
stand it.
Don't do that. Don't do
Uh,
that.
yeah. So Claressa has a fight coming up. Have you been training with her at all?
Nah, I'm just being supportive. That's all, man. You know what I'm saying? As
Okay.
much as I can, man. I mean, she's the best ever. So what I mean, all I could do is support. That's it.
You staying out the way. I respect it. When you're dating one of the greatest athletes of all time, what's an adjustment that you had to make in the cadence and rhythm of your life?
You gotta watch yourself, man. When she's in training camp, you can't eat certain foods around her. You know what I mean? It's almost disrespectful, man, and foul to do so. So you gotta watch your diet, which ends up helping you out. You know what I mean? Actually you end up even living a more healthier life just by being around somebody of her caliber.
Were you a boxing fan before?
Yeah, I've been a boxing fan my whole life, man. Since I was a kid, man, I've been a big fan of boxing.
So what is it like being so close to the sport now?
Man, it's exciting just to see it up close. But I actually been kind of close to it for a while now. Shout out to my brother Badu Jack. I walked him to the ring once before. And if people who really follow me, they know that I always was at all of the fights. You know what I mean? All of the big fights, I support them. I post them on my socials. I always talk about it in my interviews. So I've been a boxing fan, and I've been kind of close to it for a while now. I've been a lot of Bud fights. My bro Haney, when he was on his come up, he used to invite me to his fights.
What are your thoughts on Shakur Stevenson, who just kicked ass 2 weeks ago, man? I'm so proud of the young boy. But what are your thoughts on the potential for his career? Obviously, I feel like Tank Davis at this point has turned into something that he's gonna have to do some real PR work to rebrand himself. But that's the fight we're all looking forward to if it ever happens. Do you think it ever does happen?
I hope so, man. I think Tank will be all right. Man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you hit bumps in the road. Sometimes we run into problems in life. Like we don't really know what happened. None of us was there. As far as Shakur is amazing, man. He's a problem, and I think he's a pure boxer. A lot of people, a lot of casuals, they come to fights and they only want to see a knockout. They don't respect the sweet science of boxing, man. And I think that Shakur represents that to the fullest. I think he's definitely the future of boxing, and so is Tank. I think Tank will be all right. He just got to get through what he's going through, but I think he's still going to be a problem. It's not going to matter.
When we had Claressa on the show the last time, we posted, of course, about the things that she has to do to prepare for the fight, like the sex, the eating, all the things, right? And of course, that just goes crazy. People just they just lose their minds when they hear that. But then some of your fans were in the comments and they were like, no, Pap is very spiritual. And so this is easy for him. Is that true?
What you mean? Say that. Ask the question again.
They just like people in the comments was like, no, this is like not a thing. Like, you know,
Not having
like,
sex.
yeah, like the sex
semen
thing.
retention.
Yeah, because you're a spiritual person. Is that true?
Yeah, it's all about discipline, man. So you know, how can I say it, man? It's like you gotta have respect and patience for that, man. I think that some people think that I think some men make the mistake of thinking that, how can I say it, man? Because you gotta watch what you say on these type. Some men, right? Some people tend to think that women are always like, just when they want it, right? It's always gonna be available. Like sex is always gonna be available whenever. And that's not really realistic. So when you're actually in a relationship and you're faithful to that relationship, you learn that your worlds have to align for that. So you kind of build the discipline. I'll say this: when you're in a committed relationship, you build a certain level of discipline when it comes to sex. You know what I'm saying? And that's just part of being faithful in your relationship. So when you experience that, and then you could come into a situation like this where Claressa has to get ready for a fight, no sex, it can't happen. It kind of gives you more discipline. You know what I mean?
Yo, we got to get ready to get up out of here. I know that it's a busy day for all of us, man, but we appreciate your time. Before we leave, though, the wave is coming home in a few days. I know when it comes to rap, you are at the pinnacle of lyricism and execution, breath control, flow, all of that. Like it's elite, man. Since I was a youngin' and watching alphabetical slaughter, like that used to blow my mind. But Sue Surf is on the way home. When he touches down, what's one thing you expect? I'm a huge battle rap fan, so I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about the wave upon his return, man.
Right. First and foremost, thank you for what you said about my work. Sue Surf, man, he a problem, bro. I think he definitely one of them guys who, you know what I'm saying, represent real hip hop. What I was speaking to y'all about earlier, man. And I think he gonna come home and kill it. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he's been going for a while, his fans and fans of battle rap have been looking forward to seeing they've been missing what he does, what he brings to the table. So I think the fact that he's gonna come back, I'm sure he's been writing in there. So I'm excited to see him come back out there and just kill it, man. You know what I'm saying? And put on some dope battles, man. So shout to him and welcome home, bro. That's all I could really say, man. He definitely one of them guys, though.
Most electrifying man in battle rap.
Nah, he do his thing, man. He definitely a killer, man. A lot of them guys in there is killers, man. They crazy with it.
Could you see yourself hopping in the ring? Could you see yourself doing that?
For me, I did it as a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? I did it growing up. So it's like when you make the transition from that and you become a recording artist, it's like you kind of elevated. So for me, it would be like going backwards to go back to that. But you never know, man. If the offer and the opportunity is right, you never know. I'll probably go in there and kill some.
It's a difference between rapping with the quarter water and sunflower seeds as opposed to getting a little, you know what I mean, 50,000, 100 band piece just for 3 rounds. I'm saying I know you got them. It would make sense. I don't know who would be your opponent. I could speculate, but I would love to see Pat get in the ring and take somebody's head off, man.
Yeah, nah, man. I you know, like I said, if the opportunity and the offer is right, you never know, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would love to, man. It's a part of hip hop. You can't run from it, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, hip hop is competitive, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Pat, thank you so much for coming on. And I'm gonna be at the fight this weekend. Hopefully
we can catch coming out, both of y'all?
Yeah.
Well,
I'll be because I'm in Detroit. Yeah.
Oh, dope. Nah, have you ever been to a Claressa fight?
I have not.
Let me tell you something.
I'm so excited.
I've been to a lot of fights, right? And her shit is different. Like, as soon as she lands a punch, the whole building starts screaming, "Whoop that trick!" It's crazy. I've never been to a fight where the fighter had their own chant. Like, it's crazy. Like, Claressa has like a
I'm so excited.
Nah, you're gonna love it, man. Shout out to Boosie walking out. It's almost sold out.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Win Records, to Leader Promotions. It's gonna be a movie, man.